soul family. I'm Gabby. Welcome to my Spiritual Awakening channel. I thank you all for viewing, liking, subscribing, sharing, talking about it, telling people to check out the page or the channel. It means so much to me. I really appreciate it. I talk about so many different things on this channel, but it's all related to spiritual awakening, spirituality, divination, just basically trying to focus on helping other people wake up so that we can all ascend. Today's topic is about karmic lessons and the fact that they're stored in our Akashic records. And upon reincarnation, we have decisions and choices to make, okay? I took a lot of notes on this topic. I've been studying this topic for a while now. And it's helping me focus on what I'm here to do. After my spiritual awakening, I just really wanted to know, like, okay, I wasted enough time. What am I here to do? Why do I experience all the things that I experience? Like, it has to be, a better way, or, something that I need to learn, because I don't want to keep living in turmoil. I don't want to keep being unhappy. I don't want to continue struggle. So all of these different realizations open me wide open, okay? And now that I'm realizing all the different things that happen in my life are for a purpose and a reason, it really helps you weed out the bullshit and really just focus, okay? So I am going to be reading my notes from my magic book. You guys know I love my magic book. Okay, so upon incarnation, when you're in the astral realms, pre-birth, and you're trying to figure out, okay, based on my Akashic record, okay, because you go through your life review, you go into the Akashic record, you look at all your lifetimes, not just the one you just exited, but all your lifetimes come up for inspection and review, okay? And you decide, okay, this next incarnation, I have to have a game plan. So in that game plan, you're going to do a couple things. So the first thing you're going to do is choose your life path. The reason you're going to choose your life path is so that you can know exactly what you're here to do. But the tricky part is remembering it once you go through the veil of forgetfulness. But you have to choose a life path. And choosing that life path, you're going to be looking at what your talents and gifts are, what your abilities are, what can you give back to the world? How can you be of service? So you might notice the things that you enjoy the most, that will be where your life path is, hiding in there somewhere, hiding in plain sight. So the next thing you're going to do, pre-birth, okay, and this is a part of your game plan, is you're going to choose your birth date. So yes, you chose to be born on your specific day. You choose your birth date. The reason being is because the numbers in your birth date give a specific energy, okay? For example, if your numbers have, and if you know anything about numerology, there's certain numbers that have a certain vibration to it, like a number 1. A number 1 life path would be a leader. They will forge new paths, a pioneer of sorts, which is why it's funny, because I'm a life path 1 and I'm calling myself Divine Pioneer, okay? If you are a life path number 2, you might find strength in partnerships. You might pursue twin flames. You might pursue marriage, coupling, and you might have to deal with a lot of different choices to balance between different numbers. Like, for example, a number 3, you're creative, you're emotional, You know what I mean? You have a lot of emotional things that you have to work through, but through your emotional nature, you're nurturing, you're, loving, and that's a special gift and a talent, and you can do something with that in that life path. Okay, so your birth date is your second choice. You have to choose, what that path is going to be, and what's the best birth date to give the best energy, the best number to go with that life path, so that you can accomplish it. So these are your pre-birth planning that you're doing. Now, in addition to that, and I'm reading from my magic book, you pretty much have to now figure out what your name is going to be. Your name was not given to you. You chose your name and you gave it to your parents or whoever named you. Okay? Fascinating stuff, right? So even if you don't like your name, there's a reason that you have that name. Focus on if your name has, a lot of the same letter, okay, the energy of that letter, you change that letter into a number. So if you have a lot of E's, E would equal 3. I'm sorry, no, it wasn't. A, B, C, D, E. E would equal 5. Tripping. So you would look at that number 5, the energy, the vibration of a 5. 5 represents, changes. It represents, growth, going through struggles and then growing through it. So you want to definitely pay attention to your birth date, your name, and then get your life path number. There's several numerology sites that you can Google, okay, and several YouTubers that will show you how to do your numerology chart yourself, in a sense. You can get a lot of your calculations on your own, okay? But I think it's highly important if you're trying to figure things out, if you're trying to identify what you came here to do, if you're trying to pull it together, you have to start at the very source of things, okay? And all of your karmic debt lies in these numbers. So, moving along, okay? We came back here in this incarnation to pay back karmic debt. So if that's the case, right? You have to now look at the things you struggle with the most, the things that are challenging you to the most, okay? You're like, I just can't get my finances right for shit. Is that so? The reason being is because that is a karmic debt that you need to work through, okay? So that's an area that is up for inspection. The reason why it's challenging is because it's up for inspection. And this could be karmic residue, more than likely from other lifetimes, that you have to now atone for. You have to work it out and, overcome it, or else you're going to keep incarnating until you get it right. It's just like the school of life analogy that I always love to use. If you fail a grade, you're not going to go to the next grade until you repeat that grade and pass. Okay? It's a lot of y'all who took 9th and 10th grade 2 times. Listen, I'm not judging you. I took kindergarten twice. Okay? So it is what it is, okay? So on a serious note, okay? So here are some of the challenges, right, that represent your karmic debt. Now remember, you can't get away from these things. It's stored in the Akashic records. The Akashic records is like, what can I use as an analogy? Imagine if you worked for the Social Security Administration, okay? And everyone here in America has a Social Security number where they track that ass, okay? So realize that the Akashic records is like the Social Security building. They know everything. Oh wait, like the IRS too, right? So remember, everything is there. All the things that you did, quote unquote, wrong, even though I don't like the duality in certain words, wrong and right. Because at the end of the day, you, at the moment in time that you were doing something considered wrong, you thought it was right for you. So is it really wrong? You know what I mean? But to me, wrong things is things that hurt other people. Whether you do it unintentionally or not, you still have to atone for it. You have to learn that, no, you shouldn't really be doing that because that hurts others. If it's not harming anyone, then, do it till the cows come home. But if it's harming others, that's creating karmic debt. That's creating what is called negative karma, okay? Now, I used to wonder, like, is there a certain thing as too much positive karma? And I think about it in terms of being balanced. So too much of anything to me is not healthy. So if you're doing all these magnificent, wonderful deeds, you're feeding the homeless, you're taking care of stray animals, you're welcoming strangers into your home, you're doing all these fantastic, miraculous things, but you're neglecting yourself, that's out of balance. So to me, yes, there is, too much positive karma too. So you want to just balance it out. You want to have, a just right amount where your self-love is intact. You don't want your self-love to become selfishness, or where your humanitarianism taking more away from you as an individual, taking away from your wholeness. You're giving people literally the shirt off your back and leaving yourself bare. You know what I mean? So that's off balance. So that's too much positive karma. So you have to get the right amount. And this is why we have so many incarnations. We're alchemists. So we have to do just the right amount. Add a little bit of this. Take a little bit of that out in order to get the right balance, the right mixture, so we can get off the damn karmic wheel. People. Okay. Anyway. So, challenges that you're going to notice, all right, and a lot of us are walking around with them. People who are stubborn as hell. There are some people walking around here extremely stubborn, think that they're right all the time. You can't tell them anything. And then you wonder, how did you learn anything if nobody was right but you? Well, who the hell taught you if you know everything already? You know what I'm saying? People like that. Those are people who are carrying heavy, heavy karmic debt that they now need to humble themselves in this lifetime. Because it's showing up so much so that they're going to start losing friends, family, relationships, jobs. All different types of catastrophes are going to keep happening based on this one thing that they need to rectify, which is this stubbornness. If they can learn to humble themselves and take direction and work as a team and value other people, this will eliminate the karma. Until they do that, they're going to keep on pushing their stubborn ass agenda, and people are going to push back until they decide, I don't want to do this with you anymore, and they walk away from you, and you're feeling alone, and you're wondering why. Well, it's because, you're the only person in the world who can know anything. Or because you have all these 8 trillion degrees, you think that you're a freaking mastermind and nobody else can have an idea or an original thought. So that's a simple case of, karmic debt. So if you know anybody like that, or anybody struggling with excessiveness in some way, just look at that person and send them love and light, because they have some things that they have to face. And if they don't face it in this lifetime, if they become old, and I'm just saying, if you don't die from any other cause and you just live till you're old and old and old, and you still haven't worked through that karmic debt, and then when your time comes to transition over, you're going to go right back to the astral planes, because you don't die. You just shed this body like a snake sheds dead skin. you shed the body and you go back to the astral realm, and you know, your guides, your guardian angels, spirit guides are like, you was down there for 95 years, you ain't learned yet? But come on, let's go to the Akashic records, let's see where you at now. You know what I'm saying? Because you probably added more karmic debt to it every lifetime that you don't get it right. You know what I'm saying? At any rate, I'm gonna give you another example. I wrote down laziness. Now, this is a personal example, people, because you know I like to talk about things from a personal standpoint, right? I have this thing in me, and it's so weird because a lot of people won't know. They won't think, oh, Gabby's lazy. They will never, nobody who ever knew me would never tell you that I was lazy, right? Innately, my natural inclination is to be lazy. It's so true. Honestly, there are days when I just want to give in to it, and there has been days when I did give in. Oh my God. Before my son passed away, this is, matter of fact, I'm talking about back when I was pregnant with my son. We going back when I was pregnant with my son. There was a point where I don't know how I made it to work, but I made it to work, got through the day, and I would literally come home and put Netflix on and get food and just binge watch shit for hours. Oh my God, y'all don't know. I have the ability to be so lazy. It's something that, I have to personally struggle with inside, but I don't project it outwardly because I don't want to be seen as lazy, So I fight it all the time. And it's easier now because I've shed light on it since my spiritual awakening. And I've realized that is why I was born on the 13th. Okay? Now that leads me into, certain numbers, certain birth date numbers, dictate your karmic debt. Search it up. I'm going to give you the numbers right now. Okay? So, if you are born on the 13th, one of your main karmic debt, your karmic lesson, is laziness. You have to learn to really, really struggle to not be lazy until it becomes natural, until you are productive, until you're not overindulging, until you get rid of that. Okay? And I swear, thank God that I am free from that. I've already conquered that lesson. Okay? If you were born on the 14th, your karmic debt lesson is control. Being too controlling. Okay? Stubborn. Okay? If you were born on the 16th, if you were born on the 16th, you have an inflated ego. How many people do we know walking around like that? Mind you, people with inflated egos, I bet you in another lifetime, they were like super successful. They may have been celebrities of their time. They may have been, leaders, wealthy. You know what I'm saying? People who have these inflated egos. So you see them now, they like regular people. You're like, oh, okay. You look pretty normal to me. Why you acting like you Queen Elizabeth and shit? You know what I mean? But it's because in a past life, maybe they were a queen. And now they come into this lifetime with that same essence, with that same attitude. However, you're living amongst the regular people like us. So that inflated ego will now start to push people away from you. You can't maintain relationships. You can't maintain friendships. And you wondering why. You might be born on the 16th. Okay? And the other number, which is the last number, is the 19th. Okay? That karmic number is selfishness. So that karmic debt number means that you have to battle selfishness in this lifetime. Now, my son Grant was born on the 19th. And it's funny because even before he was born, I had did a chart on him. I always do birth charts on the people closest to me because I like to know what I'm getting into. So I need to know what's in your personality so I can get myself ready to deal with you and your shit. Okay. And my Gant Gant, that's my little nickname for him, Gant Gant. he was born on the 19th, and his karmic debt was selfishness. I was like, whoa. And it's so funny because even in his little personality, he only lived to be 5 months and 6 days, but that boy was so smart and so in tune, and he was a little manipulative, you know. He didn't want to give his mama and daddy no space. He was just like, it's me. I run this house. If I cry, that means stop what you're doing and come to me right now. And that was his personality. And of course, you know, I didn't care. It's my baby, you know. And at any rate, these are your karmic numbers that you need to pay attention to if this is your birth date. Now, each of those numbers are condensed to one number, and that will correspond to your life path number. Okay? So, this is not the case for everybody, but there's a correlation. So, if you are born on the 13th, you may have a life lesson or life path number as a number 4, because 1 and 3 equals 4. So you can condense them down. So if you was born on the 14th, you might have a life path of a 5. Okay? So you have to utilize everything together. Remember, this is alchemy. So utilize everything that you can get your hands on to try to figure out the right amount of whatever it is to make you whole, to balance you. It's all about balance and harmony. We will continue on the karmic cycle of reincarnation until we reach balance and harmony and peace and ultimate love and oneness. So how do you gather all these things and put it together? That's the goal. So utilize these things. Your Akashic records is going to store every lifetime until you finally get it right. So you have to play around with it. Maybe in this lifetime, you tried doing something and it didn't work out, and you left this earth and you still didn't resolve that karmic debt. You're going to have to come back and do it again. And you might come back in a similar circumstance. It could be a similar family dynamic. It could be, you know, a similar marriage or relationship that you have to, you know, try to conquer. So whatever it is, notice the patterns in your life now, and that will help you tap into your Akashic records to know the patterns of all the lifetimes. Okay? So what patterns do you have now? I know in my life, my patterns of laziness, my pattern of relationships, okay, all my life, you know, those different dynamics, it means something. So when you find where you have patterns at, start to zoom in on that. Do some deep shadow work. The best thing you can do is shine light on something that you don't know, because now once you become aware, now you become accountable, and now you're paying attention. That awareness allows you to stop making the same mistake over and over. But if you're not aware, you're going to keep doing it. So if you want to get off the karmic cycle, okay, you have to start doing this work. Don't keep avoiding it. Stop wondering why other people don't like you. Start realizing that it's something in you. It's not them, it's you. You're the common factor. So in everybody that you meet, everybody's telling you that you're stubborn and that, you know, you having controlling issues, or that you're lazy as hell, and, you know, all these different things, yet you're thinking it's them. That's not logical. No, boo-boo, it's you. It's your ass. Do the work. Stop avoiding it. What you want to keep coming back here for? So, I mean, honestly, make me angry. All right. So, I appreciate you all. I love you all in my highest gratitude. Please like, share, subscribe. More videos are always on its way. In love and light.